I'm Sheryl Camp, and this is Faith Stories. When you accept Christ at age 9, baptized, and you're raised in the church and everything, you pretty much take everything for granted. I mean, you know you've got God, and if you've got a big test coming up, you may go in a closet and pray before you go to the test or something like that. But then you go, as you grow up, you go through a lot of things and you pray. My boys were raised in the church, and then I got to the point that, you know, like if you go to church and you come home and you get upset about something and your spouse looks at you and says, "Church didn't do you a whole lot of good today, did it?" And, you know, it hits home, and then you just get to where maybe you're not really satisfied in the church and you really don't want to go find another church, so you just kind of quit going. After he died, which was April the 1st, April Fool's Day, wow. Ashley said, "I want you to talk to Paulette. You've got to talk to Paulette." Well, then later I learned that he tried to get Paulette to take me into grief share before my husband even died, and she said, "Ash, it doesn't work that way." Okay. But I started coming to grief share. But, you know, when my husband died, we were all there. We went, he was moved into the hospice center. And on the Thursday before he died on Friday, and I heard him tell the ladies there, "You know, I've come here to die, don't you?" He died the next evening at 6 o'clock. And when we walked out of the room, I heard a voice that said, "You're going to be okay." I mean, it wasn't like a voice in my head, it was like a voice. You know, people, you don't think about grief. It's personal. You really don't want to talk about it. It's affecting people around you, but you try to keep it inside so that you're too strong for this. And I found out I'm not that strong, is what I thought everybody was telling me I was. But when I got into the grief share here, you know, it was like at first 3 classes, it was like, I don't know if this is for me. And so when I came back the next week, it was a different feeling in the classroom. And it's like, I could talk about something. One time I said, "Why is it I am not grieving for my husband the way I did for my father when he died?" Because he about devastated me. But, you know, and then it's kind of like, okay, you have been too busy trying to get all of your, you know, you have to get all the paperwork and Social Security and all paychecks and all that kind of stuff straightened out. And I guess it had been long enough that it was kind of like you're sitting down and things are starting to sink in and go in the correct crevices of the brain and your emotions and trying to stabilize you. And it hit full hard. And now we have what we call ambushes whenever we think we're doing great, and then also all of a sudden your emotions just hit you like a veil comes over you and you can't control them. And the good part of it is they don't last quite as long. And you get to where if you can stop and look at it, you can learn something out of it. You don't really know what's going on, and hindsight's always 20/20, but there's a lot of chances that you can see what God had brought up to that point that caused it. I have learned that when I wake up in the mornings and I have a song in my head, that I can feel God, and I talk to God all day long. I mean, it's just me and him and my dogs. So, you know, who else you gonna talk to? But I can feel God. And it's such a different feeling than days that you wake up and you think, okay, I got this I gotta do, I got this I gotta do, and all this. And you don't have the song in your head. You can't manufacture, you can't say, okay, I like this song, it doesn't work that way with me. It's, if God puts it there, I feel it all day. And I don't know what to say, except I know now that I look back that I was sent here. Things happen for a reason. Do I totally understand them? All I can say is it was God's will, and I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to do what he wants me to do.